evening, graduates, families, faculty, and honored guests. Before we begin, I would like to take a moment to share a few quick reminders so we can honor every graduate in the way that they deserve. Please be sure your cell phones are silenced at this time. We ask that you hold your applause until each graduate's name is clearly heard so that every student has their moment to be recognized. At the conclusion of the ceremony, please remain seated until all graduates have exited. An announcement will be made when it is time to dismiss, and we ask that you meet your graduates outside following the ceremony. Thank you all for helping us to make this a meaningful and respectful celebration for everyone tonight. So, we'll go ahead and get started. It is truly my honor to stand here before you tonight as my first year as a principal of Babcock High School and to celebrate the class of 2026. Over the past year, I've had the privilege of getting to know many of you, your talents, your stories, your determination, and yes, some moments of challenge. I want to take a moment to acknowledge something important though. Not every journey to this stage looked the same. Some of you moved through high school with a clear plan, steady focus, and a path that seemed almost predictable. But others, well, others took a more complicated route. Some of you tested boundaries, you pushed limits, maybe caused a few sleepless nights for your parents, for your teachers, I'll admit, for myself. But here's what matters. You're here. And that is worth celebrating. Because life is not about having a perfect path. It's about having the courage to keep going, even when the path is unclear, uneven, or difficult. The truth is, the world you are stepping into will not ask you how smoothly your journey went. It will ask you whether you kept moving forward, whether you learned, and whether you grew. Tonight, you represent something powerful, proof that success does not look just one way. As you leave Babcock High School, I want you to hold a few things. First, stay true to who you are. In a world full of noise, expectations, and opinions, it can be easy to lose yourself trying to meet someone else's definition of success. Don't. Your path belongs to you. Second, always do the right thing, even when it's difficult, even when no one is watching, and especially when it would be easier not to. And finally, remember this. It will never matter what other people say about your journey. You are the owner of your path. You decide what it looks like, and you decide where it leads. You decide what it means. Class of 2026, whether your road was smooth or complicated, straight or winding, easy or hard, you made it. And that tells me everything I need to know, especially about what you all are capable of. I could not be more proud of you, and congratulations. Your next chapter is about to begin. So now let's hear from some of the individuals that we are here celebrating tonight. Please join me in welcoming Sivan Matten.
Students, families, and honored guests of our community, I am incredibly excited to welcome you all to the Babcock High School Class of 2026 commencement ceremony. Thank you all for joining us to witness this remarkable milestone. Today, we gather to celebrate a group defined by academic excellence, school involvement, and above all, unshakable dedication and perseverance. For those who don't know me, my name is Sivan Matten, and I transferred to Babcock High School only for my senior year, and though my time here has been short, it has been incredibly impactful. In the last year, I have met a number of incredibly talented and passionate people, and I've had the privilege of cultivating many lifelong friendships. I've also had the privilege of watching many of my classmates do the same. One of the greatest perks of a smaller student body is a chance to truly understand one another on a personal level, and I am incredibly glad that I took that opportunity, and I'm grateful to each member of the graduating class for giving me a new perspective on friendship. It's been both refreshing and rewarding to witness and help many of my classmates in active, unrelenting pursuit of their dreams. I wish the graduating class all the best in the future, and I challenge my peers to remain ambitious and disciplined. Before we begin the celebration of new beginnings, I would like to introduce my peer, Alicia Drake, who will be reciting the Pledge of Allegiance.
Please rise for the saying of our Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for the national anthem. You may be seated. I now have the pleasure of introducing to you our Executive Director of Babcock Neighborhood Schools, Ms. Shannon Treese.
Good evening, everyone. Tonight is not just about diplomas. Tonight is about legacy. I first want to start with welcoming our distinguished guests that are here with us. Dr. Jennifer Langwell, Vice President of Babcock Schools Governing Board. Mr. and Mrs. Strong, over to the right, who pour into our school and students, providing mentoring, guidance to build strong and positive culture. Mr. and Miss Robinette, who have taken on many initiatives this year to support the school in a variety of ways, all donating their time to you. To the graduating class of 2026, I wish I could see you. It's a little bright. The future's bright, right? You are not simply students who attended Babcock High School. You are the students who helped build it. And tonight marks the final official Treese Talk of your K-12 career. No more emails, no more parent square messages, no more follow-up meetings, just one last attempt to land this thing successfully and get you guys out of here as quickly as possible to celebrate. Before there were traditions, championship banners, or years of history behind you, there was simply a vision and a group of students willing to believe in something that did not yet fully exist. There are 5 students here this evening who started with us in year 1 when Babcock Neighborhood School first opened its doors. Trevor, Landon, Carter, Belle, and Danny, please stand up. These 5 students started with us in 4th grade when there was not a single home in Babcock Ranch. They commuted from surrounding communities long before this town became what it is today. I have watched you grow into remarkable young adults. Sorry. This is the fun part about history. And I could not be prouder of you. To the parents of these 5, will you please stand? You believed before there was proof. Your children watched this town rise from the dirt beside them as they grew. You lived through the early days of lunches from Slater's that had hamburgers the size of their heads and brownies, modular classrooms, basketball practices outside at Jack Peoples Park before we had this. You stayed through COVID, rapid growth, and we exist today because of families like you who chose commitment before comfort. You have seen all the changes and stayed committed, and we are deeply appreciative. Thank you. Class of 2026, you walked into a school that was still finding its footing. You were the first official freshman in the new building. There was no roadmap, right? Yeah. I mean, it's a big deal. It is a big deal. You had to create the culture yourselves, and the road was not always easy. You learned what it feels like to face pressure, public scrutiny, while showing up every day ready to learn. Some of you in this audience have experienced unimaginable personal loss, including tragic loss of a friend to many of you in 2023. You carried out the grief together, you supported one another, and you found strength. That is resilience. That is the spirit of a trailblazer. When people questioned whether this school would succeed, you answered not with words, but results. And here are some of your incredible results. Approximately 1 million earned in scholarship offers. Yes, clap for them. 6 students who earned their associate degrees before receiving their high school diploma. 6 students who earned their prestigious ACE diploma. 3,000 collective hours of community service. Real-world CAPS projects that brought our first blood drives to campus. Safety initiatives to our roads, and a standard for future programming in neighborhoods in Babcock Ranch. You started the Interact Club and raised thousands to bring clean water to wells in Mozambique, changing lives. Inspiring lessons around water, a book written and illustrated by members of this very special class. I could keep going, but I have a short window. Future students will walk these halls without fully understanding what it took to build this place. They will see the banners and traditions without realizing who created them. But we, the staff that are here, the governing board that has been here to watch this, we know. We will remember, and you will remember, the students who turned uncertainty into excellence. Your story is not defined by outside opinions or setbacks. Your story is resilience, courage, and loyalty to one another. Greatness is not built when conditions are perfect. It is built when people choose to rise anyway. So tonight, celebrate every late night, every obstacle, every victory, every lesson that brought you to this moment. Because tonight, you did more than earn a high school diploma, you defined Babcock High School. As you take your final walk as students, I want you to carry this with you. You are always a trailblazer. That name isn't about where you go to school. It's about how you live. It's about blazing new paths, about rising when it's hard, about lifting others as you lead. I am proud of you. I'm inspired by you. I cannot wait to see where you go next. Congratulations, class of 2026. You are resilient. You are loved. You are a trailblazer, always.
I am so proud and honestly a bit reluctant to be speaking on behalf of all of you today. If you had told freshman year me that I would be standing up here speaking at graduation, I probably would have laughed and said there was absolutely no way. But somehow, here I am. For the past 4 years, Babcock High School has been more than just a school to us. It has become a constant in our lives. Seeing the same familiar faces every day, growing alongside one another and sharing so many experiences together created a sense of comfort and community that I think we will all carry with us long after tonight. Even though so much has changed over the years, one thing that has remained the same is the resilience and determination of this class. We have grown tremendously throughout our time here, and every challenge, accomplishment, memory, and friendship helped shape us into the people we are today. Looking around tonight, I feel incredibly proud to be graduating alongside people I have known for years and watched grow into amazing individuals. While I may not exactly love giving speeches, I truly am honored to stand here with all of you tonight. And now it is my privilege to introduce someone who has always been a constant throughout my high school journey, our honorary speaker, Cypress Cohen. I've known Cypress since 6th grade when we went to Oak Hammock Middle School together. It was there that she became one of my best friends, and we stayed that way when we both transferred to Babcock in 8th grade, and we still are to this very day. Even though we will be parting ways soon with me going to UCF and Cypress going to the University of Florida, I'm sure our friendship will remain strong. I mean, she has already put up with me for this long, what's a few more years? This girl knew me when I used to have long brown hair and wear a cat-themed COVID mask, and she still stuck with me. If that's not friendship, then I don't know what is. I am so proud of the amazing woman that she has become and of all that she's accomplished in her academic career at Babcock High School. I'm also glad that I could be a part of it. From getting our ACE diplomas and receiving our associate's degrees, to graduating at the top of our class together, and even starting a nonprofit. Cypress Cohen founded a nonprofit organization called the Drop Project. The Drop Project is an amazing initiative that aims to teach young students the importance of water security. When she asked me to be a part of it, I knew I had to say yes. I know that she will continue to do incredible things, like finding time to hang out with me at least once a month, and I hope I can continue to be a part of them. Cypress made a lasting impact on this school as the president of the Interact Club and as a member of various other clubs and sports, and of course, as a friend. I would like to invite our lovely valedictorian, Cypress Cohen, to the podium.
Good evening, administrators, teachers, families, friends, and most importantly, the graduating class of 2026. For as long as I can remember, my mother asked me one question. Cypress, do you want to be ordinary or do you want to be extraordinary? At the time, I thought she meant success. I thought she meant working harder, achieving more, or standing out from everyone else. But over the years, I realized it meant something much deeper. Extraordinary is not built in one perfect moment. It is built quietly through the small choices we make every single day. It is choosing to keep going when things feel impossible. It is showing up even when nobody notices, and it is believing in yourself before the results ever exist. That one question shaped the way I approached my life. It pursued me to chase opportunities, pursue passions, and believe that dreams far bigger than myself were still possible. And looking back now, I realize it was never the big moments alone that brought us here tonight. It was the ordinary moments repeated over and over again. The late night studying while we were exhausted, the practices and rehearsals that never seemed to end, and the stress of college applications and the pressure to have our futures figured out at 17 years old. And somehow, despite all of it, continuing to move forward anyway. When people look at a valedictorian, they often see accomplishments first. They see grades, awards, leadership positions, service hours, or acceptance letters. But what they do not always see are the moments behind them. The failures that taught resilience, the quiet fear of wondering whether you're truly good enough, or the pressure of trying to balance everything at once while pretending you still have it together. And the truth is, every single person sitting here tonight has overcome something. Some struggles were visible, while others were battles fought quietly and alone. Some people had an amazing high school experience, while others barely held themselves together long enough to make it to graduation. But regardless of what our journeys looked like, we made it here together. What I have learned over the last 4 years is that extraordinary people are not always the smartest, the most talented, or the most recognized. Extraordinary people are the ones who continue showing up, the ones who choose kindness when it would be easier to stay silent, the ones who lead with integrity, the ones who work harder even when nobody is applauding, and the ones who continue trying after failure, disappointment, or rejection. I would like to thank my teachers for the support, guidance, and belief you poured into all of us throughout these last 4 years. You challenged us to think critically, pushed us beyond our comfort zones, and reminded us that we were capable of more than we believed ourselves to be. And a special thank you to our Director of Schools, Mrs. Shannon Treese. Thank you for the countless hours of support, encouragement, and belief you poured into me. Without your guidance, many of my dreams may never have become reality. Thank you for constantly pushing me beyond what I thought I was capable of. To my family, thank you for every sacrifice that brought me here. Thank you for the early mornings, the late nights, the endless rides to school and extracurriculars, and the encouragement after difficult days. Mom, thank you for constantly pushing me to become the best version of myself, even during moments when I doubted whether I could. Without you, I never would have believed in myself the way I do now. And Tyler, thank you for always being there even when you didn't have to be, and for stepping up when other people wouldn't. Your support, consistency, and belief in me meant more than words could ever fully express. And to my classmates, thank you for growing alongside me. We entered high school as teenagers, still trying to figure out who we were, and somehow, over the last 4 years, we became young adults shaped by experiences, friendships, memories, and challenges that will stay with us forever. Some of us changed completely along the way. Some of us found passions we never expected to love. Some of us discovered strength we never knew we had, and although we may all take different paths after tonight, we will always share this chapter of our lives together. As we move forward into the next stage of our lives, I hope we remember that being extraordinary does not mean being perfect. It means being brave enough to dream, disciplined enough to work for those dreams, and compassionate enough to lift others along the way. But the truth is, extraordinary is not always as far as we think. Sometimes it is found in the decision to keep going one more day, to care a little more, to work a little harder, and to believe in something bigger than yourself. And if these last 4 years taught us anything, it is that we are capable of far more than we once believed. As Russell Meyer once said, extraordinary results require extraordinary effort. Remember, doing normal things tends to yield normal results. Class of 2026, we are not defined only by what we achieved during high school. We are defined by who we became during the journey. So tonight, as we close this chapter and step into a new one, I hope we continue asking ourselves the same question. Do we want to be ordinary, or do we want to be extraordinary? And knowing this class, I already know the answer. Congratulations, class of 2026.
Over the years, we've looked at today as something far away, like a distant land hidden behind fog. But little by little, that fog began to clear, and somehow we finally made it. Along the way, we've had our ups and downs, we've had our late nights, early mornings, and stressful weeks. But through all of it, we created moments that will carry long after tonight. Serving as student body president, I've had the chance to see parts of this class most people wouldn't. I've seen how much this class has grown and supported each other over the years. I've watched people push themselves even when things got hard. I've seen how every person has contributed something to the culture of the school in their own way. Even though after tonight we'll all go in different directions, I think one of the most important things we can do is hold on to the people and experiences that shaped us along the way. As we move into the next chapter of our lives, don't forget to appreciate the moments, no matter how big or small. Life moves fast, and sometimes the little moments end up meaning the most. As we celebrate this milestone and look toward the future, it's important to recognize the people who helped shape our experience and support us throughout these years. Some people lead as an impact through big achievements, while others leave it through the way they show up for everyone around them every day. The next speaker is someone who does both. She is someone I've had the pleasure of knowing for the past 6 years, and no matter what's been thrown at her, she's always stayed kind, caring, and true to herself. She reminds me every day that making an impact doesn't always come from big moments. Sometimes it's the small, everyday moments that end up changing people the most. Mary Bell Hilliker is the kind of person people turn to when they want to be seen, heard, and cared for, even during difficult moments. Not only has she been an important part of my life, but she has also helped shape the school's culture through how she leads, supports others, and shows up for the people around her. As part of the original class, she's helped pave the way for the students who come after her. And I think that's what people will remember most about her, not just what she accomplished, but the way she carried herself while doing it. So it's truly an honor to introduce someone who has helped shape both the school and the people in it, including me. Please help me welcome Mary Bell Hilliker.
Good evening, esteemed faculty, parents, guests, and most importantly, the class of 2026. I want to start by saying thank you to my family. Mom, thank you for being the strongest woman I know. You are truly my biggest inspiration, and I am forever grateful for all the times you reminded me how beautifully and wonderfully made I am. I have no idea where I would be without you. Dad, thank you for keeping me grounded and for always showing up no matter what. Thank you for being my personal handyman. My Jeep would be in shambles without you. Grace, thank you for being my other half and my biggest support system. Your words of encouragement and love will stick with me through all that I walk through. Whew. I especially want to thank you for letting me raid your closet whenever I so please. And finally, Hope. Thank you for being my mini-me and for always keeping me on my toes. You are quite literally my twin, and I am eternally grateful that God blessed me with you as my little sister. As we stand here today, reflecting on the past 4 years, it is hard to believe this moment is finally here. For so long, graduation felt far away. And now, suddenly we are sitting here in caps and gowns, preparing to walk into an entirely new chapter of our lives. A quote I have lived by for as long as I can remember says, "Comparison is the thief of joy." Somewhere along the way, life starts feeling like one giant competition. We compare ourselves constantly, our lives, our accomplishments, even the way people see us. It becomes so easy to look around and feel like everyone else has life figured out before you do. And if I'm being honest, I think a lot of us have spent the past 4 years feeling like we were somehow behind, like everyone else had life figured out while we were still trying to figure ourselves out. But what I've learned is that comparison steals more than just joy. It steals gratitude, confidence, and moments we can never get back because we were too busy wishing we were someone else. The truth is, comparison never really makes sense in the first place because no two people walk the same path to get here. Some people walk through these years carrying things nobody else knew about. There are people here who survived years that they never thought they'd make it through, people who felt lost, doubted themselves constantly, and fought silent battles no one ever saw. I think that's what makes this moment so emotional. When we look around tonight, we don't just see caps and gowns. We see everything it took for people to make it here. Some people had an amazing high school experience, and some people barely held themselves together long enough to graduate. But every single person sitting here tonight has a story that matters. I think a huge reason I've been able to get through difficult moments in my own life is because of my faith in God. There were so many moments where I compared myself to everyone around me and felt like I wasn't enough. But faith reminded me that my worth was never supposed to come from other people's opinions. Matthew 5:14-16 says, "You are the light of the world, and let your light shine before others." And I think that's one of the most beautiful reminders we can carry with us after tonight. Every single person here has a light inside of them that was placed there intentionally, with a purpose and a reason they are here. And comparison has a way of dimming that light. It convinces us that because someone else shines differently, our light somehow matters less, but it doesn't. A candle does not stop glowing just because the one next to it burns brighter. In fact, one candle can light thousands of others without ever losing its own flame. Someone else succeeding does not take away from what God has planned for you, and someone else shining does not make your light any less meaningful. I know for me personally, some of the moments I regret most were the moments I spent wishing I was someone else instead of appreciating my own life and the person God created me to be. Instead of constantly comparing ourselves to others, we have to learn to trust the plan for our own lives instead of measuring ourselves against everyone else. Proverbs 3:5-6 reminds us to trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understandings. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your path straight. I think that verse is such an important reminder because life was never meant to be fully understood by us. There will be moments after tonight where life feels uncertain, but faith reminds us that even when we cannot see the full picture, God still can. Sometimes the path does not make sense while we are walking through it, but later we realize every delay and every unexpected turn was shaping us into who we were meant to become. Some journeys looked completely different than others, and that's okay. So, as we leave Babcock and into this next season of our lives, I hope we remember what truly matters. Not popularity, perfection, or who got farther faster, but the way we treated people, the way we showed up for one another, and the person we became along the way. I hope we give ourselves more grace, trust God's timing, and stop letting comparisons steal the joy from moments that deserve to be cherished. And most importantly, I hope we never let the world convince us to dim the light that God placed inside of us. Everything we went through led us to this moment. We made it here together. And as trailblazers, I guess you could say we learned to blaze our own trails. Get it? Because we're the trailblazers? No? Okay. While we may not know exactly where the road ahead leads, I truly believe we are all being guided exactly where we are meant to be. And no matter where life takes us after tonight, I hope we never forget that our worth is not defined by how the world sees us. Congratulations, class of 2026. May we continue to walk boldly, trust the plan fully, and let our light shine wherever life takes us next.
Good evening, all. For those who do not know me, my name is Lillian Sicarello. I've been at Babcock for the past 8 years, which at times has felt like forever. But looking back now, those years have shaped me into the person standing before you today. They taught me resilience, gratitude, and the importance of people who stand behind you in every season of life. Today, as we celebrate this incredible milestone, I want to take a moment to thank the people who helped make it possible, our parents, guardians, and families. Thank you for every sacrifice that you made that we may never fully understand. Thank you for the countless early mornings, the late nights, the endless encouragement, and the unwavering belief you had in us, even when we struggled to believe in ourselves. Thank you for the rides to school, the reminders to finish assignments, the words of comfort after difficult days, and the constant support that carried us through these 13 years. Graduation is often seen as a celebration of students, but tonight it is also a celebration of you. Behind every graduate sitting here tonight is a parent, grandparent, sibling, guardian, or family member who helped guide them to this moment. Your love, patience, and hard work helped shape who we are and who we are becoming. On the night of June 1st, 2024, my life halted as if suspended in place. I lost one of the most monumental people in my life, my father. And as quickly as I felt myself drifting, losing sight of purpose, my mom handed me a letter titled, "My Future Lily." The moment I saw his handwriting, I was flooded with memories, immediately grounded. The words my father wrote etched into my soul, guided me forward. You will learn that you are so much more than you are capable of, and more than you might imagine or dream. Those words did more than just comfort me. They reminded me of the lasting impact parents have on their children. My father's death has left an indelible mark on my life, but so has the love and support my parents gave me long before this moment. Their belief in me became the foundation I stood on when everything else felt uncertain. Not a day has passed that I have not thought about this moment without my father. Although he could not be here physically tonight, his presence is felt in every step that I take and every accomplishment I achieve. That is the power parents have. Their impact extends far beyond the moments we see. Through their sacrifices, encouragement, guidance, and unconditional love, they shape who we become and continue to guide us, even as life changes in unimaginable ways. To my mom and family, thank you for being my strength when life felt heavy, for reminding me to keep going when things became difficult, and for never allowing me to lose sight of the future. Your support gave me the courage to stand here tonight, and I will carry that with me for the rest of my life. As graduates, we now move into a new chapter filled with uncertainty, excitement, and opportunity. And while we may leave this school behind, we will never leave behind the lessons and values our families have given us. On behalf of the graduating class, thank you for every parent, guardian, family member, and supporter here tonight. This accomplishment belongs to you just as much as it belongs to us. We hope to make you proud not only today, but in every step we take moving forward. Congratulations, class of 2026.
All right, so it's that time. Y'all ready? It is a great pleasure and an honor to present to you all the class of 2026. Governing Board Vice President, Dr. Jennifer Linguel, and Executive Director, Ms. Shannon Treese. The students before us have met all of the requirements set forth by the Charlotte County School District and the Florida State Department of Education. At this time, they are ready to receive their high school diploma. You have to confer.
Do I do that before? Or I thought we do it after.
You do it before. You just read that piece.
I have to wait for them to sit. Are they good? All right. Mrs. Cannon, by the authority vested in me, I accept this graduating class as having completed the requirements set forth by the Charlotte County School District and the state of Florida, and am ready to confer their high school diplomas.
Trevor Allen. Kate Anderson. Madison Asha. Tristan Avila. Landon Benavides. Tanner Birmingham. Anthony Brand. Beverly Brown Montez. Bailey Callan. Lillian Ciccarello. Cypress Cohen. Tyson Cooper. Avery Dalton. Brody Denisi. Brandon De Vicente. Alicia Drake. Brody Duncan. Landon Fair. Zechariah Fenton. McKenna Ferry. Carter Flavel. Isabel Fry. Anicia Gallegos. Nathan Garrett. Angelina Giordano. Yanela Gomez. Madeline Green. Allison Guerin. Andrew Jameson Habing. Carter Hayes. Richard Henley. Mary Bell Hilliker. Broderick Hunter. Serge Kenning. Zoe King. Max Krinnick. Samantha Lawrence. Ava LaJudas. Isabella Marulanda. Sivan Matten. Aliana McFarlane. Gavin McKee. Johnny Manier. Cassidy Montillo. Damian Morales. Bruno Moretti. Angel Nugent. Penelope Noel. Zeta Norris. Gary Ortiz. Joshua Overman. Dane Patton Lachlan. Daniel Pierce. Alexander Pensabene. Gianna Randall. Tom Shoecraft. Julian Silvera. Isabella Silva. Sawyer Slonim. Natalie Smith. Kellen Teague. Caitlin Tissio. Bailey Walker. Michaela Weaver. Yep, we're good.
All right, so we are going to welcome to the stage our class of 2026 class sponsor.
Wow, class of 2026, here we are. What a journey it's been. Some of you since 7th grade, most of you since 8th grade, and a lot of memories along the way for high school. Class of 2026, as a student government advisor, it has been my pleasure to share in the memorable moments with you over these last 4 years, and for some 6 years. I now have the honor of leading you in the last official act of your high school experience. This tassel ceremony is simple, but symbolic. The moving of the tassel on your cap from the right side to the left side will symbolize your accomplishments. Moving your tassel will show all who are assembled here today that you are leaving your high school days behind and accepting the challenge of being an adult and conquering all that lies ahead. You will be an alumni of Babcock High School. Are you ready? Seniors, please rise. And now, move your tassels from right to the left. Congratulations to the class of 2026.
That was great. A little too soon. Ready? You want to do it one more time? See, I told you. I was right. So I just want to say thank you to everyone, our families, friends, faculty, staff, everyone who joined us tonight in celebration of these amazing young people. The support you have given everyone here along the way has been amazing. Graduates, as you leave here this evening, remember who you are, take pride in how far you've come, and step confidently into what comes next. It is now my honor and privilege to present to you the graduating class of 2026, Babcock High School, our trailblazers. Congratulations!
Directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why.
Please remain seated until our graduates exit.
Time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. So take the photographs and still frames in your mind. Hang it on a shelf in good health and good time. Tattoos and memories and dead skin on trial. For what it's worth, it was worth all the while. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life.